This flow on fire, break, break down on fire, fire. Make this so hot, break going up some. Make this flow on fire, break, break down on fire, fire. Break, break down on fire.
In terms of performance, 4th Gen idols triumph over all other generations. But I feel in terms of talent, uniqueness and actual music release there's more to be desired. A lot of songs released seem like they are produced just to be viral on TikTok. It's becoming too produced. The songs aren't actually good, but they're just earworms without much substance. A likely reason for this is the Hallyu wave sweeping across the world, especially in the West. Companies want to appeal to the wider audience, therefore producing more generic sounding songs. At the end of the day though, I'll always appreciate the work that any songwriters/producers and idols put out. I just hope that the distinctive K-pop sound is not completely lost. Okay, hear me out, I basically just said that 4th Gen talent can improve more, but choreography has become more difficult, something that we seldom saw idols perform in earlier generations. Music shows happen so frequently that an idol's voice is really strained during promotions. If you expect any person with lungs to do an overexerted dance while singing in tune, you should consider becoming an Olympic marathon runner with that attitude. If an idol does lip sync, they should not be considered to be a lesser performer, but those few who do perform live vocals should be commended for their great work. The way the industry treats idols is sickening. First and foremost, idols are humans. It's understandable that they're held to a different standard, however the culture around how they're being treated seem to not be improving. Dating scandal culture in K-pop is just plain dumb, and it's still evolving to a point where idols of the opposite sex can't even make eye contact without an uproar. These idols should not fear cancellation and, at its extreme, unemployment for simply treating their colleagues as people, or even friends. Companies treat their idols as property, but they should look at them as a valuable partner. Entertainment companies invest a lot for training, cost of living, debuts, comebacks, etc., so they shouldn't be treating them as replaceable commodities. Hundreds of trainees are fighting for a spot to debut and, in a way, they are replaceable. But when a trainee does get the opportunity to debut, they should be treated as a valuable partner with mutual goals. Idols put on a good face towards the public, it benefits the group's image, their own image, and the company's image. But when scandals do happen, it's the company's responsibility to properly handle situations. Idols put their best foot forward that positively affects the entertainment companies, so companies should do the same for the idols. Idols aren't always innocent. But the times when they are innocent is what infuriates fans the most. Bullying scandals are no good and should be treated as such. However, making such harsh and permanent decisions like immediately kicking a member out is wrong. Careful time and proper consequences should be considered. A suspension or hiatus of an idol can be an alternative to kicking someone out of a group. This way time is given for truths to come to surface and the idol is somewhat fairly treated. Prime example is the Blockberry situation with Chu. Even if Chu was guilty of mistreating staff, completely kicking her out is too immediate. A suspension beforehand would have been sufficient, giving the situation room to breathe. But kicking her out with no previous news gives a terrible impression of the company's image, and is simply dumb for the longevity of the group's and company's success. My own gripes with the industry are idols' ages. Even if the rumors about companies lying about their idols' ages are true, they still seem too young for such an intense and harsh work environment. There are some rules put in place to help underage idols, but I think it should be more restrictive. It's low-key child labor for some of the idols that are debuting. Inappropriate sexualization of anyone and especially minors is absolutely disgusting. So companies and laws should go out of their way to prevent that. I think idols should be at least 17 to debut, so at least they have time to develop a thick skin and some mental development. I find the high idol beauty standards exhausting. I get it, Korea is the plastic surgery capital of the world and that there's Asian beauty standards that are rooted in years of history. Something that will most likely never change. What bothers me is when companies or fans pressure idols into changing biological aspects that make them. Rhinoplasty and double eyelid surgery are the most common surgeries for those in the industry, but I really don't find them necessary. I won't find someone's music or voice more alluring based on the fact that their eyelids fold a certain way or that the bridge of their nose is at a perfect angle. In other words, minor things like that are not a make or break and shouldn't be treated like it. Companies already select trainees based on natural appearances, so there's no need to nitpick at flaws put in place by society, especially when it comes to tan skin. It's literally a biological feature. But whitening products are still deemed to be necessary for some idols. They will never not be dangerous to your health, and in a perfect world widely accepted skin color would be a great weight lifted in an already grueling industry. It makes sense that companies want to put more effort into someone that they know will have beneficial results. People have biases and there will always be a more popular member. In terms of styling, putting an idol in different clothes to make them stand out is not a problem and it's the stylist's design choice. Still, there are good and bad ways to do this. Stark differences between outfits take you out of the experience, and they make you think that no thought went into it. By cohesively changing between members and styling as a whole rather than in pieces make for better appearances. A member getting more airtime is also not a big deal. A popular member has more people interested in them and only them. So shaming a member for getting different opportunities and more attention than others is wrong and not the idol's fault. For line distributions, it makes sense to give those lines to those who are capable of handling it, whether it's vocal capability or performance-wise. I would not task a ballerina to do a backflip, they're not trained for that and would feel uncomfortable doing so. The point wherein Friends gets annoying is when companies use their most popular member as a crutch. By that I mean, there'd be blatant opportunities for a less popular member to shine. Still, companies would go out of their way to give to the face of the group. The point of having a group is having more people with differing strengths in different areas to come together and strengthen their talent together. If a company really believes in an idol's skill without a group and treats them as much, they should just debut them solo from the start. If you made it this far, you're the real MVP. Thanks so much for watching.